2 of season 2 of Barely Homemade. So today we're going to be making a chicken with a creamy poblano sauce. It's a recipe that I kind of have been developing slowly and surely. Finally, it's where I want it to be, and I know that you all are going to love it. So our star today is going to be the poblano pepper. For those of y'all that do not know, it is a pepper, obviously, but it's pretty mild, and it has a very, 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 very mild spice to it. It's not bad. Pretty much anybody can kind of handle it. But with the cream that we're going to be adding into it, it's kind of easy to kind of downplay how spicy it is. So that's a great part. Other than that, today's drink of choice is going to be rum, Flor de Caña, one of my favorite rums, and a diet cherry 7-Up. I know, you would never kind of guess that those two would go together, but you know what? They do. I like it. It's great. So cheers. It is Thursday today. Cheers to the weekend. It is almost Halloween, Dia de los Muertos. So that's why I kind of wanted to bring a little Mexican flair to Barely Homemade today. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so truth be told, today's recipe is a little bit more involved, we'll say. And if this is your first time kind of tuning into Barely Homemade, I like to keep things as simple as possible, take shortcuts where we can. That's kind of why I'm here for you all. I do the research, I do the trial and errors, and I present to you what I find. So today, since the main dish is a little bit more involved, sides are going to be super easy, okay? So we're going to be using a rice maker. If you don't have a rice maker, you need to get a rice maker. I don't know why you don't have a rice maker. I've been telling y'all since season 1, get a rice maker, okay? Super easy. And I'll show you why it's so great and convenient in a while. Gonna give you the recipe to my plain, well, it's not plain, it's actually pretty delicious. My white rice. 3 seasonings, salt, that's it. It's great. All right, so this is gonna be for 1 cup of white rice. It's already been washed. We're gonna be doing some onion powder first. So you're gonna get the big spoon, the tablespoon, all right? Now, I know these are not exact, but this is what I use just so you know, kind of, so you have a gauge of what to do. All right, so we're gonna be getting roughly about a tablespoon of onion powder. Okay, putting that aside. Next, garlic powder. This is also about a tablespoon. Next, we're going to be using bouillon. I know this looks like a lot, and it is. It was on sale. I bought it in bulk. I use it on a weekly basis, so for me, it was great. It was like $4, maybe $5 for all of this. Yeah, it was great. So for this, I'm going to be using about another tablespoon as well. Put that aside. Next, we're going to be doing just regular salt. So this is going to be, I'm using roughly about 3/4 of salt. Again, it is always easier to add salt than to remove salt. Okay, so we're going to do about 3/4 of a tablespoon. If you feel like you need more after it's already cooked, go ahead, add another little bit. You're going to be fine. Okay, so that's in. Water next. Now, if we did 1 cup of rice, we're doing 2 cups of water. If we're doing 2 cups of rice, we're doing, use your Blue's Clues, 4 cups of water. Got it. All right, so we're just putting it in. Now we're going to give this just a little mix, just to kind of get all the spices in there, mingling. Everyone's getting along. It's great. Okay. Now, great thing about rice makers, Instant Pots, all that, comes with this little bowl, little carrier kind of thing. We're going to put it right on top, and we're going to be using frozen vegetables. I know, I told you, I'm going to give you all shortcuts of where we can. And we're just going to put them here on top. You just want to fill up the basket. So that's full. All right. Okay. So And with this, you can put any kind of seasoning that you want. Do like a mango habanero mix. Do like a veggie sprinkle kind of mix that they have at your local grocery store. Whatever you want. Today, we're just going to keep it simple. If I feel like I need spices after the fact, I'll add them. But for now, I'm just going to leave that bland. Okay? So we're going to go ahead, close. That is on, and we're putting white rice. We're done. We're done with the sides. All right, next, we're going to back over here for the main event. Okay, so to start off, we are going to be kind of cooking our Poblano peppers. If you want to put them on the grill, that's fine. Easiest way for me to do it is put them in the broiler. Put your broiler on your oven on high. If you're not used to using your broiler, you're going to stay at your broiler, all right? It is so easy to burn stuff if you're kind of, if you leave it literally like 10 seconds too long, it's burnt. Good thing about these peppers, they can take a good char. So we're going to char them really, and then we're going to be removing some of the skin. It's going to be a little bit easier to kind of to cut into pieces, and the flavor is going to be a lot better also. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Come over here. So they're just going simply right on the rack. Boiler is already on high. We're going to be leaving it probably for about 5 to 6 minutes on each side. Okay, and if it's depending on the oven, right? So it might take 10 minutes, might take 2 minutes. You just really got to watch it. If you're not used to using a broiler, you're not leaving the oven. You're staying here. Okay, so we're just going to put it right on the rack. I separate them just because that's exactly where the broilers are, and I want to get a really, really good char on them. So we're going to put them in, close it, stay here, maybe get a drink. No, I'm just going to meet me back over here. We're going to get the other stuff ready. All right. Okay, so we're going to start on our chicken now. Poblano peppers are in the oven, so everything's going great. So we're doing 6 pieces of chicken. These are chicken tenders, roughly about 2 per person. Again, this is for 3 servings. You can eat all 3 servings if you want to. Okay. All right, so we're going to start off seasoning one side. We're going to do some garlic. Love garlic. We all love garlic. Okay. Next, some smoked paprika. So it is not like regular paprika. Whoever tells you that is lying to you. It is better. It's a different flavor. It's a smoky flavor, obviously. But it is honestly so good. Now, I don't want to over season these too much because the sauce that we're going to create is going to have a lot of punch behind it and a lot of flavor. That's what I mean more so. Okay? So we're just going to do in salt and pepper. Okay. Some freshly ground black pepper. Whoops. All right. Next, olive oil going in. Grabbing our tongs. We're doing face down. Face is the side that you seasoned. Okay? And once they're in here, we're going to actually season them a little bit more. Normally, I would say don't crowd the pan. In this situation, I'd say it really doesn't matter. And one more. Oh God, the smoked paprika, it's amazing, y'all. I really want for y'all to really find it. It is not the same as regular paprika at all. And it's gonna give this chicken also like a little bit of a red coloring. That's gonna be a great contrast with that light cream sauce again that we're gonna create in just a second. Okay, a little bit more salt here. Finally, some pepper. All right, so we're gonna let that do its thing. Okay. Now, time to chop a little bit of vegetables.
Go.
Okay, so next, vegetables. We're gonna not do a dice, we're gonna kind of do long strips of onions. Okay, so we're cutting down the middle. And I always like to take off the first layer of onion, obviously the skin as well. But a lot of people don't. I do. Call me a germaphobe. I don't care. I just think that if you get deeper into the onion, it's a little bit cleaner in my mind. I don't know. I'm crazy. Okay, so we're going to be cutting both ends off today. Okay, so we're cutting down the middle of one slice, down, rotate and down, rotate and down, down. Same thing over here. Careful with your fingers. And then these are going to just cut off as strips, and it's exactly what we want. Okay? All right, next. Cilantro, just going to be a rough chop. All right, nothing too. This you really want to make the claw that I taught you all, or that I taught CD. You all were there for it. Because you can't always see your hands. You can't always see where your fingers are. So you have to stay true, especially when you're cutting any kind of herb. You gotta stay true to the claw. All right. All right. So again, it's gonna be a rough chop. Nothing too crazy. That's it. All right. Let's take a look at our chicken. See how we're doing. I like to give it one more flip. I'm actually going to turn it up just a tad. And I actually want some more paprika on this side. Some smoke. Again, there's a difference. Okay. Alright, now you play the waiting game. Okay, good.
2, 3.
All right, so also within the sauce, we are going to be using some tomatoes. Feel free, you can use regular tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, whatever kind of tomatoes you want. To save us some time, I actually got a can of whole peeled tomatoes. Now, they are in tomato sauce, so don't throw that away. That's actually good. You can use that. Use that in tomato sauce if you're making Mexican rice or arroz con pollo, something. You can save it. So we're actually going to strain it first, okay? So we're going to get our measuring cup, and we're just going to drain it out. You get a good amount. That's, I mean, how much is that? About half a cup. That's all you need. Like, that's great. Okay, we're going to give these a little rinse, and then we're going to cut. So we're only going to be using about 3. Again, we're making 3 servings. Just think easy, 3 tomatoes, okay? And they are rather small. These are probably Roma tomatoes, okay? So we're going to be looking for slices much like the onions, okay? So that's kind of a good marker to kind of go from. So I just cut them in half, and I'm just doing slices, okay? Oh, we got a bleeder. Again, cutting down the middle. You can probably get a good 3, maybe 4 slices, depending on the size of the tomato. Over here, the last one. This is a pretty small one. I'm probably only going to be able to get 3 out of this one. It's like a murder scene here. Perfect for Halloween. Alright, let's check on our chicken. I think we are about done here. I'm going to give it one more turn. Alright, and this is almost done. Okay, so now it's actually time to get the poblano peppers out. So come on, get closer. We're going to actually see what they look like. You're going to have a Ziploc bag already ready. Okay, so we're going to get them out. And they go straight into the bag. Alright, now all we're going to do is zip it. and set it aside. And it's all gonna make sense. I promise. You're gonna see what I'm gonna do. You thank me later. You have to do this. You have to do it. We're gonna put this aside. They'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, time for some vegetables. All right, so we're gonna let the chicken finish doing this thing. And so here's why I made you go through all of that process with the poblano peppers. Okay, we're gonna take one out just so you can see. You can get close. Get in here. So you can see how it looks like really wrinkly and like papery. We don't want any of that. Okay. Now you would not be able to do this if you just cooked them and you left them out. You would not. Okay, so you want to get as much of that off as you can, and just doing it in that, letting the steam kind of lets the skin separate from the flesh. God, it's very gory. It's very horror movie up in here. And it's very, very tedious, and you got to let it rest for about 10 minutes in the bag. One, because that steam has to help the skin release, and two, it's going to be really hot if you do it right up the oven, Don't burn your hands. Okay, so we're just taking off, peeling, wherever you see skin, we're taking it off. And this is also how chilenos are cooked. FYI. Maybe I'll make some in the near future. Who knows? You gotta stay tuned. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do the other one, our chicken, and then we're gonna start wrapping things up. Okay, so we got the other one peeled and good. So now we're actually gonna start cutting them into strips. Again, keeping in mind the onions that we cut, those are the kind of strips that we're gonna want. Okay, so the way I do it, I pull the stem off. Okay, it is going to be pretty watery in there, but this is going to break apart so easy, and we're just going to lay it flat. And you see all these seeds? We don't want them. So we're just going to lightly just scrape them off. And if some of them come along for the ride, so be it. Again, it's not that spicy, so you're going to be okay. They just went everywhere. Okay, putting that one aside, and we're going to go ahead and do the other one. But I'm going to cut this one first so you can kind of get an idea of how we're going to do this. Okay, so again, thinking of the size of onion strips that we cut, pretty much going to be doing 3 rows. Okay, so with this one, cut, 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 and cut. All right, and one more. Bam, bam, bam. Wait, I can't say bam. Emerald Lagasse, don't sue me. All right, so we're gonna just put these aside, and we're gonna go ahead and do the other one. We're going to be using probably about 1.5 cups of chicken stock. It's going to seem like a lot, but the sauce is really going to be cooking for a long time. Okay, so we're going to put it in there. So like I said, sauce is going to be in there for a while, so it's going to dehydrate a lot of the water. It's going to evaporate. So I want it liquidy at the beginning, knowing that it's going to get thicker at the end. Okay. Next, we're doing cream. And actually, take a spoon, and we're going to scrape up all those little bits. Again, that's flavor. Don't think that it's burnt. Don't think that you can't use them. No. That is all flavor. We talked about the four flavors that are on our tongue. Umami. This is where it comes from. That savory goodness, like it tastes like it's been cooked for hours. It's right here. Okay. And just kind of run your spoon through it. Don't have to be exact. Just kind of feel around for it. If you feel like you come to a spot where you just, you hit like a bump in the road, scrape it off a little bit. You'll be fine. All right, think I got most of them out. Okay. So next, we're going to be doing about 1 cup of cream. And the color that this is going to give is amazing. I'm so excited, and I really hope you all try this. Okay, so we're going. I'm actually want to turn the heat up a little bit, and we're just mixing. All that smoked paprika that got left in there, it's going to give us like an orangey redness kind of color, and it's going to add to the flavor of the dish also. So now we're going to be adding a little bit of spice, salt. If you noticed from the chicken stock, we did get a reduced sodium, 33% less sodium. Again, that's because, again, if you feel like your dish is not salty enough, or black salt, better said, you can add more. It's really hard to take out salt. So if I'm ever doing a chicken stock, whether it's beef, chicken, vegetable, I always get the reduced sodium. Because it may be fine just the way it is, and you may not need to add salt. Hey, we're trying to be healthy here, right? All right, so we're going to be adding garlic. I'm adding 2 large pinches. You can see that one. Some black pepper. Again, and this is just to taste. If y'all love black pepper, go crazy. If you don't, why are you even watching this? And salt, I'm just doing again like 2 pinches. Okay. All right, now we're mixing again. Okay, that's all good and fine. Now we're going to be adding all of our vegetables, okay? So we're doing the poblanos in there. And we're just throwing them all. It's going to be a party. Think of it like a jacuzzi. Everyone's going to get to know each other. Not that kind of jacuzzi. Get your mind out of the gutter. All right, so next, onions. Break them apart. They'll come apart eventually in the sauce, but just kind of, help them along their way. The tomatoes and cilantro. Save a little bit. Don't use it all. You may want to garnish it or something later. Okay. And we're just kind of mingling. Don't be too rough with it, because it might spill over. You're going to lose all that juiciness, all that goodness that you just helped create. All right. That's it. We're going to leave that alone. You're done, as far as the cooking part, kind of. Now we're going to let this mingle. We're going to let everyone get to know each other. We're going to let all those flavors come out of their shell and come out of their flesh and join hands and make an incredible sauce that you're going to love, okay? So our sauce has been cooking for a couple of minutes, and we're going to go ahead and put the chicken in there. But a good way to kind of know when your sauce is done is when you can smell the poblano peppers. The poblanos are kind of the shy ones in the group, where, they take a little bit of liquid courage to kind of come out of their shell. It's kind of the perfect analogy for this, right? Because it has to overpower the onion, it has to overpower the cilantro, and it will. It just needs a little bit of time, okay? So I can kind of smell it already coming through. So I'm going to go ahead and add the chicken back in there. And I'm going to let it kind of reheat the chicken. We'll get some of the sauce in there. Just snuggle them in. Okay, tuck them into bed. Everyone go night-night. All right, so we're going to let that cook for about another 4 or 5 minutes. So we're going to start plating. Everything's done. It's great. All right, we're going to do the rice first, okay? Remember, we had the vegetables. We didn't season the vegetables, remember. What does happen sometimes is that some of that flavor, some of that seasoning kind of evaporates up into the vegetables. So they do get a little bit of seasoning. But with everything else that's going on this dish, it's going to be fine. Everything's going to mix and mingle, and you're not even going to notice that we didn't even season the vegetables, I promise. Okay, we're going to open it up. Woo. So we're going to set this basket aside. Kind of get it out. Be careful, it is hot. I'm Mexican. My hands are made of steel. It's okay. All right, so we're getting out some of the rice. Just a tad. Or a lot. If you make it like I did, it's going to be delicious. Okay. I'm going to put that aside. And turn it off. Once it's already done, just kind of turn it off. It'll keep warm in there, okay? Now some of the vegetables. Again, this is a balanced meal. We have so many vegetables going on here if you really think about it. There's carrots, there's broccoli, there's cauliflower in this. On top of the poblano peppers, the tomatoes, the onions going on in the sauce. It's a really, really healthy dish. Okay, so now we're gonna get out just 2 pieces of chicken. I guess if you want more, hey, that's on you. It's that delicious. I know you're gonna want more than one. Let's put it in there. Another one there. Maybe we'll do 3 since we got the space. Put another one there. All right. Put that one there. We're gonna turn this off. And now, this is my favorite part. Spooning. Just spoon on all that goodness. Oof. And all the juices are gonna go under the plate, under the everything. Don't even worry about it. You're gonna love them too. Y'all. Dinner is served. I know. Hold your applause. I know you're clapping at home. But, again, it may look pretty. It may be nutritious. Is it delicious? Right? Because that, you could tell me, I'm the kind of person, you could tell me that this food is going to make you lose 3 pounds a day. If it tastes like poop, I'm not going to eat it. I'm really not. I'm sorry. I'm just that kind of person. But this is going to be really good. I want more sauce. I want more sauce. And make sure to get some with the poblano pepper just so you kind of taste that in there. Get out of here, dude. I know this may have been a little bit more complicated than you're used to, but we did take a lot of shortcuts, especially with the rice cooker, right? That really helped us out. And it was really just the poblano pepper. That kind of was out of the ordinary, something you may not be used to. But hey, like I said, challenge yourself. It wasn't that hard. Once you get used to it, once you get used to your broiler, you're gonna be fine. That is it for us today here at Barely Homemade. I hope you make this dish. If you do, please post it. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, obviously. And yeah, tell me what you think. Tell me what the recipe. Tell me if, oh, you know, I didn't add the cilantro maybe, and that's fine. It's great. It's your recipe. Do what you want. That's the whole point. I like to give you the tools, and you go from there. Like I said, that is it for us here at Barely Homemade of Season 2, Episode 2, chicken in a poblano cream sauce. And I hope to see you next time. Next week, actually, we're going to be doing, I came up with a name for them. They're pepper lanterns. We're going to be doing kind of like jack-o'-lanterns, but with like bell peppers. So we're going to cut little faces into that, and we're going to be, I decided, I'm going to give you all the recipe to my award-winning chili. I know, it's going to be great. All right, thank y'all for stopping by. Please like, subscribe, share this video, and I hope to see you all next time. Have a good weekend.